Kick it.
Sound bites with David Baddiel.
Hello, I'm David Baddiel, and this is Sound Bites, the Radio 1 FM show that puts you, the listener, into the position whereby you, the listener, are being listened to. A few weeks ago, I sent out a cry across the ether for talent, audio talent, anything that can be sung, said, or blown onto a C90. And my, is there talent out there? Goodness me, yes. From songs about Jesus to some more songs about Jesus, we've really had the whole spectrum of songs about Jesus. Thanks to Carl Stewart of Essex, by the way, for providing us with our signature tune. I do like a bossa nova. But we're going to begin with the soaring total genius of Richard Cron, who sings with his hands. What he does is he rubs his hands together, they get a bit sweaty. Further rubbing induces a kind of farting noise, and all it takes is a bit of commitment, a bit of concentration, and 15 years of utter loneliness, and you end up being able to play Hey Jude. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. However long it took Richard, it was worth it. And I don't care how many of your friends say, yes, all right, Richard, we've seen it. Very good. Don't listen. As Casey Kasem says, keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars. Although Casey Kasem was, of course, the man who used to do the voice for Shaggy in Scooby-Doo.
Sound bites on 1FM.
This is Can't Help Falling in Love by Andre P. Evans, who writes to say that he is not, repeat, not imitating Elvis.
Wise man, they say, only fools rush in. But I can't help falling in love with
Andre also adds in his letter, I am trying to get into the music business, but as you know, anything to do with music is hard. Perhaps, Andre, if you tried sounding a bit like Elvis, that might help. After all, he had a fine career in the music business.
Falling in love with
I've seen it in the adverts, I've heard it on the news. There's some little rubber bags they're advising us to use. They come in shapes and sizes, the likes I've never seen. You can get them at a chemist or out of a machine. But I have my reservations about the safety of their rolls. What happens if these bags start breaking out in holes? It's bad enough for blokes, but even worse for ladies when they are left behind to bring up unwanted babies. So if you're expecting ecstasy from sexual relations, just make sure your little bags have no little perforations, 'cause there's only you to blame if they don't do what they should, and Chuck Berry cannot help it if your Johnny won't be good, Ta.
Rivington Spikes there, who presumably was not imitating John Cooper Clarke. Which is not to say that we haven't had some very fine impressions.
Hello, Richard Burton here. To be or not to be, that is the question. As bold as my hand, as bold as your dad. Look up the sky and give me a hand.
The vast vocal range of Chan Naderson there, whose impression for me really sums up Richard Burton. I don't know, Chan, better not phone up Liz Taylor, she'd get a real shock. For a moment I thought he was in the room with me. I particularly like how Chan's picked up on the way that Burton always used to say in all his films, "Hello, Richard Burton here."
Soundbites, the show that uncovers the talent that's out there.
Someone's call waiting for you. Guitarist is Chris Wood.
I write a bleeding song.
This is from Miss Anne Lawson, and the guitarist is Chris Wood, who, as he says, wrote the bleeding song. I should say it's been taped over a pre-recorded cassette of the Jeff Love Singers, which is a big plus to start with. Unfortunately, Anne writes to tell us that since the song was recorded, she has split with Chris Wood. There's a surprise. Still, no doubt a free and generous spirit like him will have no trouble finding a new singer to partner. I hear Martika's split with Prince recently.
Right, good afternoon. Today we've got Jimmy Adams in the studio with us, who's going to give us a few handy tips on how to rewire up your house. First,
hello, Bob.
Hello, Jim. What would make someone want to rewire their house up then?
Well, a massive fire always wants a bit of rewiring doing. If your house has been hit by lightning or flooded, or, as is very common these days in the London area, if somebody's come in and stolen your wiring, you're going to need to rewire throughout.
Is stealing wiring a big problem these days?
Happening all the time. With the decline in the number of shops that are selling washing line, people are having to make do and mend. And they're very often overcoming this problem.
They're coming in and picking out all the
They're drilling a hole in the wall and they're just ravelling it and unravelling it through.
I mean, how long is an average house? How much wire is there in an average house? Say not a 20-bedroom house, but a 3-bedroom house.
3-bedroom house, usual semi-detached 3-bedroom house.
Yeah.
40,000 miles of wiring
Christ,
in a 3-bedroom house. It's a hell of a lot of wiring.
A lot of wire.
It takes years and years of skillful application to put in place, and yet, in the twinkling of an eye, it can be removed by experts.
Yeah. And there's gangs of people doing this now.
Gangs of people working together in unison. One on the radio, one in the car, and one pulling the wire through.
So there's two of them?
2, yeah. Gangs of 2, the gangs are working in. 2 gangs of 4, which is 8.
Excellent stuff from Jimmy Adams and Bob Cheney. We may come back to Jimmy for more useful hints on electrical problems later on in the show, but first, 7 Swans, sung by M. Parker and accompanied by a guitarist with no hands.
I saw 7 swans sailing beneath the trees. 7 swans came sailing, 3 on either side the water, 1 on front, not passing, sailing.
Fabulous. Amazing what sort of musical instrument you can make out of 2 elastic bands strung across a biscuit tin. Now, it's comedy time, and who else to serve up the laughs but Lou C. Laughter, spelt Lou C. Laughter, who is a working DJ.
There you go, Club Tropicana, a nice one from Wham. Once again, if you just joined us, welcome. This is C'est la vie. Don't forget, if you got any requests, come and let me know.
But she's obviously multi-talented, also a great comic, similar in many ways to Richard Pryor, I think. And I'm particularly impressed on this tape by the way she handles the live audience.
Put your hands together, please, and welcome for your entertainment tonight, Miss Lucy Laughter. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you? Are you all right? Everybody happy? We won't be for long, because I've got at least another 40 minutes or so to do yet. Well, you look a smashing crowd here tonight, especially that chap over there, look, with the beard. That one there looks like a rat looking through a lavatory brush.
Good.
And this one over here, look, spent it all day doing his hair and left home without it. Hello, how are you? Fancy buying a wig with a hole in it, eh? I've got a message here tonight from Mr. Dyer. Is he in? Mr. Dyer. Is he over the back there? Where is he? Mr. Dyer? Is Dyer here? It's Dyer. God, dear. Look at all the hairs on his chest. Oh, God, look, they're all coming out.
God, that lady knows how to work a room and how to work the volume control on her TV set. Brilliant.
Soundbites on 1FM, the public access radio show, allowing you, the public, access to this, the radio.
And now, as promised earlier, a song about Jesus.
Jesus speaks to me on days when colors turn to gray, nights when it feels like someone's turned off all the lights inside. Then I close my eyes and ignore my doubts, let the sadness in my mind flow out. Tell him that I don't understand, and we talk as only special friends can. And I say, have you ever wanted something so much it made you cry? Have you ever known a special love and watched as it died? Have you ever seen your dreams gone when dreams were all you had? Have you ever ached for someone's touch? He says, yes, I have.
He says, yes, I have. I'm sorry, I don't think I can go on. Oh, I'm all right now. Splendid. Richard Cron plays Stevie Wonder. Actually, there's a bit on another song sent in by Sarah Davis, that's the woman whose best friend is Jesus, where she sings about some difficulties she's encountered handing out leaflets on the street. Can we play that bit?
I took a walk around the city. I saw the kids on the street, holding out their begging bowls and injecting something sweet. So I threw a tract. It was full of facts explaining God is near. But the devil must have turned their hearts to stone. Their laughter rang in my ears.
Laughing. The stupid, stupid fools. Oh, well, that's Satan for you.
Soundbites on 1FM. From your house to our radio station and back to your house again.
Something now from the Radioactive Corporation Mobile Disco Unit.
Wendy James and Transvision Vamp. I wasn't maybe I don't care. Beaton's in total chaos as per usual. What the hell? Without me, this show would just fall apart.
It's fell apart already, and you're here.
Right. It's another Roaming Report. Roaming Report number 3. Let's go.
The Radioactive Corporation Mobile Disco Unit is Matthew Clothier and Mark Beaton from Bristol, and what they do in their roving reports is they take us to the heart of the most exciting things going on in their area. Here's one.
What's going on here? There's some sort of lorry coming down Clifton Wood. Oh, look at that. It's a blooming...
It's right outside where we're interviewing.
He's got a load of earth in his... I don't know what he's going to do with that. No, I don't really care. So there we go. So I think we'll sort of end this here, do you reckon? That's a good idea. Okay. Goodbye.
Good. This next tape was sent in by Cameron Ingrams. On the cassette box was a little smiling photo booth picture of himself in a shirt and tie. Nice that he made the effort. And underneath that, the printed words, Cameron Ingrams Songs. There was also a drawing of a piano and a letter which says, I wrote the lyrics, composed the music, sang and played the song using my Yamaha keyboard, expander and 4-track multi-studio. Well, I think you'll agree that Cameron Ingram's work demonstrates that a bit of money spent, a bit of effort taken, a bit of attention to using the right equipment really does improve the quality of the final result. This song is called Pure Rock and Roll. I'll just help you out with some of the lyrics that are about to come up. Then one day I wrote a brilliant tune. I was really over the moon. I recorded it onto a track. And from then, I've never looked back. Pure rock and roll from Cameron Ingrams. And now, a change of mood, a ballad called Thinking of You. Thinking of You. And one more from Cameron Ingrams. This one is called Beat, Rhythm and Melody. 3 things I think you'll agree Cameron's not short of. A song may be bright, mellow, slow or fast. It may be about the future or the past. It should get your feelings really flowing. And your cheeks should always be glowing. So give it beat, rhythm and melody. That's what I call Cameron Ingrams.
Soundbites, the show that uncovers the talent that's out there.
So what you want to do is where all your points are in the wall, paper over them. Just paper straight over them, because I'm a great believer in bare wires. So what you want, see, when your wires are under skirting board, under floorboards, in the wall, they're hell's own job to get to. So leave your wire out where you can see it, where it's laying about, bright colours, so that you can see it.
Crisscrossing the room.
Crisscrossing the room.
At head height.
Yeah, you want your room. What you want is you want your wire about 4.5 feet above the ground, so that it won't trip up children. It'll only behead them. And then where you've got your fitting coming down through the ceiling there, you want plenty of polyfiller in that. You want to block that right off.
What an ugly mass of...
Yeah, you want a big, like a cyst of polyfiller hanging out your ceiling, which is unattractive to anyone.
Part of the problem with all this, of course, is if you don't happen to have the technical expertise of, say, Camera and Ingrams, then you can run into one or two problems. John Dearden sent in what may well have been the most exciting and interesting tape we received, but unfortunately he recorded it over something else, and, well, you'll see what happened. My guess is John Dearden himself doesn't know what happened, as he probably only checked the first 10 seconds of the recording.
Well, David, you've given me a chance to display my talent. So just like every time I go to the toilet, I'm going to take it with both my hands. In case you can't tell, I've never done this before, but my twin brother said that I wouldn't do it. So here I am. I'm recording this on the answer machine, by the way. So sorry about some of the noise. Anyway, I'm single because there's 3 types of ties: striped, patterned, and marital. Nowadays, marriage is nothing more than a limited period contract for monogamy. I'm still on a job search, full of interviews. Mind you, I find it strange sometimes that people don't mind you going up and stroking the pet dogs, you know, total stranger, but find it offensive if you put your hand behind their neck. The true difference between being single and married is that girlfriends are optional, whereas wives are obligatory. Different men like different things in them.
Easy mistake to make. Poor old John. Started so well as well. Next time, I reckon it might be worth the outlay on a new C90.
And she believes in me. I'll never know just what she sees in me. I told her someday if she was my girl, I could change the world with my little songs. I was wrong, and she has faith in me, and so I go on trying faithfully.
The voice of Melvin Pittin. Melvin is a van driver.
If my song is right, I will find a way.
RN English sent in 7 songs, which are all terribly good. I'm particularly pleased because I think he may have given the guitarist, who we heard before playing on 7 Swans, some session work. The show so far has lacked 2 things, I think: high culture and an extremely silly name. We've got both now from Ezra Anthony Carnegie, who writes to say that if my proposal is appealing and my words is received with understanding, it will be possible to submit many more works of variable stanza.
Chap 1, Prelude. In the beginning, it was joy, prolonged by a baby's cry. The sound, it seems, inspires music. Music first.
Yeah, well, the thing is, Ezra, just at the moment, we're kind of up to here with works of variable stanza. Now, if you've done anything in unchangeable stanza, or alternatively in variable quatrains, I'll be crying out for it. But honestly, if I hear another variable stanza, I really don't know what I might do.
If you've ever gone into a shop to buy something simple like a birthday card, and then been caught up in a maze of cards for all sorts of other occasions, you'll understand what inspired this poem. It's called The Personal Touch. There are cards to say congratulations, cards to give felicitations, cards for all life's celebrations. Say it with a card. Cards to say you love your mother, cards to say you love your brother, cards to say we should love one another. Love them with a card. Cards admitting they're belated, cards regretting they're misdated, all your lapses deprecated. Do penance with a card. The world of cards is always sunny. The world of cards makes lots of money. Lots of money being sunny. Sell it with a card.
Yeah, Joe Solomon telling us how it is as regards the greeting card industry. Yeah. The letters will come in, but hey, we'll ride the storm. But we had a few political pieces, something from Uri Adoni, which was a song about Israel. And Uri writes, I thought it might interest you, especially now when this peace conference is taking place.
Another stone's been thrown, the masses rise again. Out of sight, a woman cries, the son of Hassan's dead. What was once a nation's dream, now it's shattered in the haze. In the middle of
I think there's a chance, actually, that now we've played a bit of that everything may yet be all right in the Middle East. Maybe just that little bit of Uri Adoni might just tip the scales that tiny way towards peace that they've got to go. Alternatively, it might have made absolutely no difference at all. Hey, you lose nothing by trying. Uri tells us that the song was played on Israeli radio once or twice, but was taken off because it was too hot to handle. Yeah, I can't think of any other reason.
Soundbites on 1FM, the public access radio show, allowing you, the public, access to this, the radio.
See, like a bloke I know, for instance, he's got a place over at Clapham. He's got bare wires coming in, as instructed by me, hanging in the room from all sides. And sometimes he has electricity just pouring out of him. It's just gushing down the wires. He says it's water, and that it's because of where I've half sawn through some pipes up in his loft. But I tell him it's visible electricity.
Yeah.
There's two types of electricity.
Yeah.
There's AC, which you can't see, and DC, which you do see. That's what DC stands for, do see. You do see it.
If your name is Penelope and not Penelope, then why not say Antelope instead of antelope? If the word is epitome and not epitome, then it must be aerodrome instead of aerodrome. Can I take you out to dinner? Can I buy you a lasagne? We could open up a bottle of the finest French champagne. For sweets we could have gattox or lemon meringue pie. I'm not being facetious. In fact, I'm rather shy. I'm really mad about you. I always wished I knew you. I used to watch you every morning as you walked your chai-hua-hua. So if you really care for me, how would you like to marry me? We could run off and LOP. I mean, elope. My Penelope.
Penelope, a love song about pronunciation by Dennis Holmes, preceded by Adams and Cheney with their last useful bit of DIY safety tips. Thanks to everybody who sent stuff in. It was all brilliant. If anyone wants to send in anything else, send it to Soundbites, BBC Radio 1, London W1A 4WW. The show was written and presented by David Baddiel, and the producer was Armando Iannucci.